bottom. Ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
What is the deal? It is your boy, Marley Bets, and this is Brothas N Bets NBA Playoff Edition. And y'all already know what it is. On Sundays, I bring in the man, the homie, as I like to call him, the statistician, Mr. LJ from H-Town. What's up, LJ? What's going down?
Doing great, Marley. You know, it's a beautiful day to talk some NBA playoffs, basketball, and of course, I'm sitting right here in Minute Maid Park for a big game tonight. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
We're gonna focus on this NBA basketball because yesterday it was a good day. You know, it was exciting. You know, I lost some money. I won some money back with, you know, Golden State, Curry, and then the Kings hit the -1. But
so what you take yesterday? What was your? Let's talk about yesterday. What was your action on NBA yesterday?
Yesterday, man, I took the first game. Hold on, you know what I'm saying? You know, we twisted right now, so
yeah, go ahead, get ahead. I'll talk about mine while you get it together. So
no, I got it. 76ers. I took the full game over the Nets.
Nice.
I feel they was gonna blow them out.
Blowout.
I didn't bet the Hawks in Boston because I don't bet Celtics games. That's just a rule I have. I'm gonna stick to my rule.
Is there any reason why you don't bet this?
I just feel that they're just too inconsistent when they have to score because they rely on that 3-point shot a lot. And I can't trust the team because we've seen that before, Marley. Granted, Boston plays defense, which I give them that. I think it's kind of stacked down since Udoka. I think they were better defensive minded with Udoka. Now they're kind of situational defensively, you know, because they'll let a team come back and get back in the game. It showed yesterday when they had an 18-point lead or whatever, and the Hawks came back and almost made it a game. But I just stay off them. They're too inconsistent. And every time I bet them last year, they lost. And every time I didn't, they win. So it was just something that bothered me. So it's just something with me with Boston I just don't take. But other than that, Knicks, I took the Cavs over the Knicks yesterday. And I should have been smart enough to know that the Knicks play well on the road. And they just went into that building and beat them without Julius Randle. So that was a pick I should have just, you know, let go. And the Warriors' first quarter over, I took the over trifecta. The over missed by 0.5 point. It was 58.5. They hit 58. So I missed that. I missed the first half over by like 2 points, I believe. But the full game over cash. So that brought me back to the even point to where, like I said, it was a so-so day.
Tossy day. Up and down.
Yeah, but today,
Stars out today. We talked about it. Stars come out today. So yesterday I did, as far as my plays that I posted on Twitter, I went 2-1. I took the Knicks plus the 5. I lost on the Hawks plus the 10, lost that by 3. They lost by 13. I took the 10. And I kind of figured that's how the game was going to go. Like the Celtics, just like you said, the Celtics would jump out early and then they'll take their foot off the gas late. And I was hoping for a backdoor cover. I thought 10 was a little bit too much. Clearly I was wrong, so I missed that one. But then I took the Kings on the money line. I can't take the Warriors on the road until they prove to me that they can win on the road. I know it's the playoffs and Wiggins was back and they might flip the switch. And Wiggins didn't look too bad. He didn't shoot it that good from 3, but overall, I thought he played okay for his first game back. And I just knew that building was going to be rocking too. So if they kept it close or had any kind of lead, you know what I'm saying, the crowd was going to be with them. That energy was going to be feeding them. And I felt it kind of carried them through at the end, because I still watching the game, I felt like the Warriors was probably still the better team. You know, I think that's what I felt. You know what I'm saying? Up until probably late, but Kings put it off. I hit that one. I didn't give out these plays, but I jumped on the Knicks money line early in the first quarter. I had already took the 5. I seen how the game was going. I was like, the Knicks go win this game. Yeah, me, coach, and Gambling G was in the chat talking. I think we all jumped on the Knicks, if I'm not mistaken. So did that. And then that might have been all I did yesterday. So it wasn't a bad day, honestly, yesterday. So hopefully we can keep that shit going today. We talked a little bit earlier. I got plays on all the games today except this one, and I kind of want to talk about that one first. And I know you got. Well, you know what? Let's just talk about. Let's go in order for you.
I have a play on every game, bro. We can talk about any game first. I don't care what.
I know it's one game. I wasn't. I didn't know which way to go with it, but we'll get to it for you. Let's talk about this game since it's up first. It's probably the game everybody want to talk about anyway, or at least hear some kind of opinion about it. And that game is, of course, your boy. I'm talking about him. Your boy, the Lakers versus the Grizzlies. Your boy, me, and LeBron. The line is at the Grizzlies -4. The total is at 228. I'm going to read a couple of these actual factuals before we jump right into it. Keep in mind, it's the playoffs, so some of these actual factuals really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's based off regular season stats. We'll just say that. Keep that in mind as I'm reeling these off for you real quick. The Lakers, they're 1-4 ATS in the last 5 games, 7-1 straight up in their last 8 games, but 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games against Memphis. 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games against an opponent from the Western Conference, but 12-6 ATS in the last 18 games against an opponent from the Southwest Division. The totals, they've gone over in 8 of the last 9 with the Lakers, over in 5 of the last 5 on the road, but under in 10 of the last 10 when playing on the road against the Grizzlies. Let's look at what they've been doing. Grizzlies, they're also 1-4 ATS in the last 5. 13-5 straight up in the last 18, but 14-1 straight up in the last 15 at home. 10-3 straight up in the last 13 games against an opponent from the Western Conference. 6-2 in the last 18 games ATS against an opponent from the Pacific Division. And their totals have gone under in 5 of the last 6 against LA and under in 10 of the last 10, as I stated earlier, against LA at the crib. So, LJ, we know LA has been one of the best teams in the NBA since the All-Star break, really since they made that trade. Most of that has been without LeBron. LeBron is back now. Memphis, they've been riding that wave all season. Say they ready, we go find out. I'll go first since I'm already talking.
Okay.
We talked about this earlier. I like Memphis early. They're explosive. They can get out and score. Last time the Lakers were in Memphis, I think they turned the ball over like 20 times or something like that. It was a high number of turnovers, and Memphis jumped on them early. I still like this team. I'm going to go with this is the first quarter. I took the first quarter. That's my voodoo play of the day. I don't know if boys remember that from last year. That shit was hot. I'm on Memphis first quarter. I am also, that's -1. I am also on Memphis first half -2. I love this team early. I think they're going to outscore them. I'm not a fan of Dylan Brooks for the most part, but I think he's an irritant. I think he's going to get under LeBron's skin. I don't think LeBron's still 100% healthy. I think he looked gassed in that T-Wolves game a couple days ago in that playoff win game. I do think this will be a tougher series though than the typical 3-6 seed because you can't count LeBron and AD out at all. But your boy Bane, you've been talking about him, not Bane, Jaren Jackson. Been talking about him all season. I've been listening to you. I love him defensively. Not only is he tough, he can score. He go protect the paint. You got Brooks on the outside. This Grizzlies team is tough. They're going to be one of the tough out. I'm scared to go full -4, although I think they win, but I'm jumping early. I like first quarter -1. I like first half -2. Statistician, take it away. What up, Ben? I see you, my guy.
Man, Marley, I cannot talk you off, my friend, because I am right aligned with you. Now, I'm going to let you have the first quarter, because Lakers tend to trend to the under on the road in the first quarter, and I have to see Memphis fill them out first, But when that second quarter comes, Marley, Memphis comes and just throttles these teams, especially at home, which puts them over that against the spread in the first half, which is my best bet of the day. Memphis first half -2, -110. Now, I'm going to give you the reason why I'm on this play.
Let's go.
Memphis, 28-12-1 against the spread in the first half at home. 7-3 against the spread at home versus the West in the first half. 21-5 straight up in the first half at home versus the West at home, Marley. Plus a first half point margin at home, which is number 1 in the NBA. So they play well in this spot. I believe the Lakers will have to take time to feel Memphis out first, early, because they are a very explosive team. Now, the question is, can the Lakers keep Memphis out of the paint? Because that's where they do their damage. Ja Morant likes to drive in the lanes. He makes these acrobatic shots. Potentially, I feel he's going to potentially hurt himself one day the way he comes down and falls. You know, he just plays a little reckless to me at times. But that's where they get most of their points, is inside of the paint. Now, Memphis, they're number 1 points in the paint in the NBA. Number 1 in blocks, 6 games at home, 6 blocks at home. Number 1 in steals, 9 averaging at home. Fast break points, 20 points a game at home. And that's where the Lakers have to keep Memphis out of transition, getting those easy points. Make it a half-court game. Make them make a decision, because they are thin up front. They don't have Steven Adams, and Brandon Clark is hurt. Those are your 2 big bodies that you usually have with Jared Jackson defending the paint. Now he's left to do it on his own. If he gets in foul trouble, Memphis could be in trouble. And that means Anthony Davis should be able to dominate in this game. But I have to see it first. But as far as my play, it's going to be Memphis first half minus the 2 is what I'm going. Now, I do have props in it as well. If you want me to talk about that, or, you know, we could just continue.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Give them all out. Give them all out.
Well, the props that I'm officially on right now, I'm taking LeBron James over 28.5 points plus 100, because he's averaging 30 points in his last 2 weeks. So he's been playing very well. It's playoff time. I trust that the greatest player of all time is going to at least put forth his effort to try and defend this team. But I can't trust everybody else. And that's what I have to wait and see. Now, I'm not saying the Lakers can't compete in this series. Now, it's going to take, you know, a lot of effort up front to defend this paint. So I'm taking LeBron over 28.5 points plus 100. And I'm going to take Ja Morant's assists over 8.5 plus 118, because he's averaging 8 assists at home. And the Lakers give up a lot of assists, especially on the road. And they give up a lot of steals, which is dead last on the road as well. So I believe
all over the last game they played and got their ass whooped.
There you go. So I believe Ja Morant will be in the passing lanes, trying to cheat, you know, on defense, and he could get a couple of those steals here and there. So I'm taking Ja Morant assists, and I'm going to take his steals too, plus 2 steals. And last but not least, I'm with you, Jared Jackson, over 2.5 blocks, minus 126, because he's averaging 2.5 blocks his last 6 home games, averaging over 2.5 blocks in conference games. Now, I'm not mad if you jump on AD blocks as well, because he's also averaging 2.5 blocks in the last 2 weeks, averaging 3 in his last 2 games. So this could be a parlay situation to where we parlay both of them and get some plus money. So it's up to you. It's up to everybody that's listening. I'm giving you that scenario, that situation. So if you want to parlay those two, you may come out profitable. But I'm just going to take Jared Jackson because he's been doing it consistently for me all year long. So those are my plays.
Yeah, I've been listening to you talk about Jared Jackson damn near all season, and you always take his block props. So yeah. Let me see what we got. We got a lot jumping in the chat right now. We got Grind. Hey man, shout out to homie Grind Game, man. Y'all go follow the homie Grind Game, the homie Span. Yes, bro, we definitely gotta do a show soon. I've been hitting you, I've been off and on. We gotta make that happen. Star Child, what up? We on Memphis right now. Me and LJ both on Memphis -2 first half. I am on that first quarter. I saw my boy Opsa. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Obsolation. Yeah, we was at the bar talking sports. I just overheard them dudes talking sports day, and I'm like, man, say, bro, I got a channel, man. Y'all come make some money with me. All you gotta do is follow me. I got you. You know what I'm saying? My boy said he on Lakers first quarter. We going head to head on that one. I'm on Memphis first quarter. I got a thing about home teams, first quarter at home, big games, energy. You know, hoodoo. Hey, that's the hoodoo play of the day. I don't know. Last year was hot. I wouldn't jump against that right now. Let it play out first.
Yeah.
Easy 28 for LeBron. So that's what I was going to ask you about that prop. You don't think Dylan Brooks is effective at all?
I mean, to do what? Like, I just think he's been talking too much, bro. And when you talk and have a lot of noise, you know, the other team seems to take heed to that and make you back it up. And I believe LeBron is going to let these boys make them back it up today. Now, I'm not saying that he's not going to be effective enough to be a part of the game, but I just feel LeBron is locked in and he's going to be on a mission to shut these boys up. That's just my opinion. Not to say that they're going to win the series, because I have to see these games first. I'm just talking about the mentality. The first game on the road, the Lakers, they could be in this game. You know, so
I think this is a scary series for the Grizzlies, honestly. To be honest, they could lose this series. Like, it's not a foregone conclusion to me that this series is over. I think it's gonna be a tight series, 6 or 7 games. And it could go, in my opinion, honestly, it could go either way. I don't see, like, I can see the Lakers winning this series. I can see LeBron and AD taking over. The additions that they got are nice. Like, it fits that team.
Better than what they had.
Yeah. And I mean, they shown it. Like I said, they were top 3 second half teams. I mean, their schedule sucked too. So let's put that out there while I keep saying how good they were in the second half of the season. They had one of the weakest second half of the season schedules. But you got to win. All you can do is play what's on the schedule. And all you can, that's all you can do. And if it's team you're supposed to beat and you beat them, I got to give you credit for that. SB motherfucking my God, what's up, man? SBO go back. That's one of the most loyal fucking, I don't want to say customers, and then customer viewers, subscribers that we've had. Day one. How you feel about the total, LJ?
Man, the total, I'm gonna stay off totals, man. You know, I have an iffy thing to where I'm gonna lose them. Usually when I bet totals, because you never know the shooting percentage of a team, especially early. You know, you don't know who's going to get hot early, or you don't know who's going to get hot late. So the total fluctuates to me, but I just rather pick a side, you know, because I feel these teams are strong in certain situations, and you just got to pick and choose where you eat at and get your money. So, you know, I'm not mad if you're under, you know, because the under has been trending. I think it's went 5 out of the last 6 games in this matchup to the under, you know, and Memphis, they allow the lowest field goal percentage in the NBA, you know. So I wouldn't be mad if this game went under. That's where I would lean, but I'm not going to bet it because I don't know if the team will get hot and they'll shoot a certain percentage from the 3 and make the total go over. So I'm just going to
before we move on, because we've been on this like 20 minutes. My thoughts on that one is it's hard to necessarily pick a total because they're conflicting kind of stylistically. Memphis wants to turn you over, get out and run, kind of speed the game up. The Lakers don't want to play that style with Memphis. They don't want to walk the ball up the court and slow it down. So you don't know what style is going to take over for the most part of the game. The Lakers don't really play good defense on top of that either. And like they said earlier, they turn the ball over a lot. So Memphis defense is actually pretty good, but they want to get out and score. So you know, it's different. Like that Kings Warriors, I understand the over concept in that game. Both of those teams want to run. Both of those teams want to score. So you lean over. But here, I passed on the total for here. Me too. But let's keep going, man. This is the only game as of right now, I do not have a play on. I couldn't figure out which fucking way to go. I've been looking at it all morning. They split in the regular season. Both teams won on their home floor. Both teams have one double-digit win and one win that's like 6 to 8 points. I even looked at the first halves of all 4 games. They tied on 2 and they split the other 2. So like I just didn't really know which way to go. I've been saying all season, I think the Bucks are the best team in the NBA, but 9.5 points is a lot of points to a feisty Heat team. The Bucks should win this game, but I don't know about you, LJ. Do we need to do the actual factuals? I mean, I feel like it's NBA basketball.
No, I'll give you the actual factuals.
We can just talk basketball. Yeah. We can just talk ball. So I feel like 9.5 might be a lot of points because I think the Bucks are the best team in the Eastern Conference, right? I think Giannis is unfucking stoppable. I think the additions that they added with their bench, Bogdanovich, is it Bogdanovich or is it Bo? One of the bitches, the dude from Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, and old buddy from Utah, excuse me. What's it, Ingles?
Yeah.
Ingles. I just don't know if they win by 10. I don't like taking double-digit points in the playoffs. You know, that's kind of what kept me on. That's what put me on Atlanta in the Boston game. I don't like betting against Jimmy in the playoffs. And this Heat team, to me, you correct me if I'm wrong, they don't fear the Bucks. They're not scared of the Bucks. I don't think this is like that 1-8 seed where it's like, oh, the Bucks we going in to play the Bucks. Like, that's not how they walking in. That's not their persona. And they got guys like if Bam give them a good night, we know what Butler go do. If Bam gives them like a 20-10 night, the game can go either way to me. So I don't know how to take it. I think the Bucks win. I wanted to take the first half, but I thought 5.5 was too much. So LJ, you lead the way on this one. You tell me where to go.
I'm kind of with you. They are, didn't nothing really stand out for us, like you saying, for as the halves and quarters like that. But I am going to take a shot on the first quarter, -3.5, because that's where the Bucks have been trending lately, and they're +5 in this series. Now, you mentioned the matchups, like 2 of those games, Giannis didn't play. 3 of those games, Giannis didn't play. He's only played 1 game this year when they played Miami. And a lot of the starters was out the last 2 games. So it's kind of conflicting on how the matchups are going to be. So you just got to trust that everybody's going to be in the lineup and you just line up everybody accordingly. So where's the mismatch going to be? As far as the points in the paint is where the Bucks are going to have to stop the Heat, because Bam has had a nice matchup versus this team. He's averaging 19 and 11 versus the 4 games he's played. He's played all 4 games versus them. Butler's played all 4 too. And he's averaged 22. So they know this team very well, and they're coming in here just to defend and probably try to win outright. But I just think the Bucks have been chilling. Miami had to play 2 play-in games. You see what I'm saying? To get to this point. The Bucks have been chilling at home, resting.
That was another point. I wanted to ask you about. I forgot to bring it up. Rest versus rust.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
No, I believe that the energy that Miami had to expend to get these 2 games in, and now they're playing, I feel, is the best team in the East. I think it's too much for them right now in game 1. Plus, the Bucks are 15-4 record with the rest advantage. Miami is 5-10-1 against the spread with the rest disadvantage. So that lets me know that the Bucks should take care of business in this game. But I'm going to
right now. Heat 3 games in 5 days.
Yeah, see, that's too much energy to spend when you finna go up against a powerhouse like the Bucks. So I'm going to stick to the first quarter because this is the trends with the starters in the lineup. 11-3 straight up in their last 14 games in the first quarter. 12-6-1 against the spread in the last 19 games in the first quarter. 8-3-1 against the spread in the last 12 in the first quarter. 10-2 straight up in the first quarter in their last 12 games versus the East at home. So we're going to ride the first quarter. I'm not mad at the first half. They should cover it. But like you said, they could win it by 3 points and miss it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like the 5.5.
Yeah, they could win by 4 or 5. Like I said, they can miss it by the hook. I believe that they could cover the first quarter with 2 bucks.
They put a hook on. I'm looking up the line now because you convinced me I was going to jump on that first quarter. I just pulled up the lines. They put a hook on that line. Do you still like it?
What is it now?
3.5.
Yeah, I'll take it. I think they can win by 4. 2 buckets. Just because, like I said, the energy, like you say, it's hoodoo. I believe the hoodoo is going to be out in the first quarter.
You're speaking my language, sir.
So I'm just going to trust to get it right there, man, and just watch the game. And then I can make my other pick and choose once game 2, game 3. Then I can jump into the full games and first halves and all that. But let's just see
Tard,
how they respond.
Feeling you. I'm feeling everything you saying. Keep posting, my brother. And see, 27th in the 3, 29th offense. When Miami in the bubble, when they did arrive, or when people started to take notice that year of Miami, they was hot from 3. They had Crowder, who's a big time 3. I mean, he's not big all season, but he makes big buckets in the playoffs. He's not scared. He plays a good defense. And he's a 3 and D kind of guy. Hero's first year, he was nailing 3s. Nobody knew who he was. And then you had Duncan nailing 3s. They're not the same offensively anymore. And I agree with that statement. I can see the Bucks first quarter, but I like the Heat first half. Yeah, I'm leaning that first quarter. I think I'm finna ride on it. Yeah, that hoodoo got us paid last year. I'm trying to tell boys, this the first hoodoo play of the day. It was Memphis first quarter -1. It's the first one of the playoff season. But last year, that goddamn hoodoo play, hey, I don't know. That shit was like that Duke shit. It was just working last year, boy. So we back on it. And what it was LJ, I know you remember this. It was that Warriors third quarter. I was on that whole back to back. I fucking bet that whole blindly. Anyway, let's keep it moving, man. I am gonna let me put this in. I'm gonna ride with you, LJ. I'm gonna take the 3.5.
Let's do it.
I like it. I fucking wrote 3 and they moved it up. Fucking shit.
It's all good, man. They still gonna get it.
I hate that.
Because like who just posted, Miami can adjust and come back in the second quarter and cover that spread in the first half, because I do believe 5.5 is too much.
I can see Miami taking this game off. 3-5 days. They just need to steal one. They're a veteran-led team with Butler and Pat and Spose. So I can see, hey, let's, we'll see what happens if it gets too big. We'll rest our guys a little bit, get ready for game 2.
One thing I want y'all to watch in this game, even though Jimmy Butler averages like 20, 22 points, he's been averaging 26 points in the last 2 weeks. They have it at 25.5 points. Watch and see how many free throw attempts he gets, because he usually gets to like 8 or 9 free throws made. Yeah, it's somewhere around there, so he's getting at least 8 or 9 points from the free throw line. So if you take those points away, he only averages like 15 points. So my thing is this: the Bucks keep him off the free throw line and limit their possessions. They should dominate this game, because they need to know that's the only way Miami can score, is at the free throw line and inside with Bam and the paint, because they're so inconsistent and streaky when it comes to their shooting. So the Bucks should know that. And I'm going to be interested to see how they defend that.
Call me nuts crazy, but oh man, I skipped over that. Call me nuts. Call me crazy, but he versus Kings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, if that happens, bro, the dogs are going to be out.
Heat versus Kings.
Vegas going to lose a lot of money.
Man, the Kings can beat the Warriors, right? I can see that getting past the first round. He ain't beating the Bucks in the first round.
unless a catastrophic injury happens.
Yeah, something like dramatic gotta happen. I can see the Kings beating the Warriors, although that's going to be tough, because I still think the Warriors, after watching that game, I don't know if they beat them 6 or 7 games. They better try to get them out of there early. That'll get scary. But I do like what I'm seeing from the Kings. Let's keep it pushing, man. We on those T-Wolves versus the Nuggets. Jokic, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, Jamal Murray. Nuggets are fully healthy. Let's see what they're talking about. The line is at -7.5. The total is at 224. me and LJ decided we're gonna skip all the actual factual. Unless somebody tell me in the chat, like, start saying the actual, they want to hear the actual factuals. Like, I just feel like we can talk basketball. We good. We good right now because the actual factuals and all that shit is really based off the regular
I am
season.
the actual factual. I told you.
And LJ, the statistician, is goddamn it the actual factuals. He got all the actual factuals we need. Goddamn it, Warriors in 6 or Warriors? Oh, Warriors versus Sixers finals. Maybe.
No, I think the Suns got something to say.
I'm not a believer in James Harden just yet, though. In the playoffs, he played good one game. We'll see what happens. I'm from Houston. I watched him play a lot of playoff games.
Definitely.
A lot of them didn't go well, but he had some that did. So I'm gonna wait and see on that. Yeah, I'm kind of with LJ with the Suns. I don't know. That'll be a good series, Warriors Suns. I can see that, but I think the Bucks are good too. I'll keep saying it. The Bucks are the best team in the East until somebody show me otherwise. But back on this game, LJ, I like the T-Wolves here. I like the 7.5. My play for the game, though, at least the one I'm going to give, I like the over in this game. I went back and looked at the 4 times these two teams played. They split in the regular season. Every game went over but one, I believe. And we're talking way over. We're not talking like 225. Those games were in the 240s, 230s. Neither one of these teams like to play defense, especially the Nuggets. They hate defense. They're allergic to defense. Jokic don't even attempt. He don't even try to play defense. Sometimes he just be like, "Yeah, go ahead and score." You know, it's cool. I'm gonna come back. If you miss, I'll get the rebound, but I'm gonna let you shoot. So I like a fast-paced, high-scoring game. I know things slow down there in the playoffs, but I don't think so. Here, I actually think the Nuggets can win this game outright, LJ. I am not a believer in Jokic in the playoffs right now until he shows me Anthony Edwards. If boys, I know don't nobody watch Minnesota, but if people ain't been paying attention to Minnesota, like Anthony Edwards is really that dude. He was number 1 draft pick for a reason. Like Duke and ball and Karl Anthony Towns, even though I hate that he just stays outside, he never uses his side. Inside, he's been balling, and they got Rudy Gobert for the inside. As much as people talk shit about him, he's a walking double-double. They don't need him to be the star. They just need, hey, go grab 10, 12 rebounds, go get us 3 blocks, and catch a couple oops if we throw you some lobs off the pick and roll. And then you got the old trusty vet Conley out there. He's been playing really good basketball lately. I like what Minnesota has. I think the Nuggets are the better team, but I gotta see it in the playoffs, and I think that's really gonna be dependent for me. It's on Jamal Murray. It's not on Jokic because we seen with him. I don't know. It's been a while, but that playoff series with him and Mitchell in Utah a while ago, that's when Denver arrived. That's when we was like, oh shit, let's look at Denver. They got Jokic, they got Murray. That's something to deal with. Lately, it's just been Jokic because Murray's been hurt, and they've been all regular season, nothing in the playoff, no toughness, soft team. So we'll see what happens. But I like the over here, and if you twist my arm, I like the 7.5.
Hey, I can't talk you off, man. Denver has not been playing good basketball in these last weeks, and they could be very vulnerable versus a team that's been playing, very well as of late, especially early. And this is a division game, so these teams know each other. And I love capping division games with teams that know each other because you can look at the matchups, you can see who's done well versus these teams who hasn't done well. So, far as the side though, we are going to continue to keep riding Minnesota in the first half until it stops. It's been cashing for the last month. For as the actual factual, this is the actual factual for Minnesota. They are 9-1 in their last 10 games against the spread in the first half on the road versus the West. They're 14-4 against the spread in the first half in their last 18 games overall. And Minnesota is only Denver, is only 3-11 against the spread in the first half in the last 14 games. So, ladies and gentlemen, Minnesota plus the 4 minus 110 first half is the play in this game. And I wouldn't be mad with you to take the sprinkle on the money line. They may win the first half outright because they have done it the last 2 games, and they've done it the last 3 out of 4 games versus Denver. So I'm not mad at a money line play. Hey, but let's take the plus 4. Give me the points. That's just giving me money right there because Memphis plays well in this spot. Minnesota. Minnesota plays well in this spot. Now, far as the game, I got to wait and see because Denver is 13-6-1 against the spread with the rest advantage, which is number 1 in the NBA. But Minnesota is 11-5-0 against the spread with the rest disadvantage. That's number 2 in the NBA. So either team can win this game. I believe Minnesota will keep it close. They've been playing great defensively as of late. Now, if Minnesota can limit the points in the paint with Denver and the fast break points, because that's where they are good at transition. Now, we do know Jokic does everything for this team. So, of course, if you want to look at Denver, you might as well take the triple-double plus 116 because he's averaging a triple-double in the 3 games versus Memphis on the season. They have his PRA set at 46.5. Now, he is averaging a 49 PRA at home, but versus Minnesota, he's only averaging a 37, 20, 10, and 7 versus the Wolves as a career. So I would stay away from it right now. Let's just wait and see if he can prove he can hit that. But he could get a 10-10-10 game, hit the 30, and get the triple-double. You see what I'm saying? So let's just focus on that. Now, personally, I'm going to take the assist, which is over 9.5 plus 100, because he's averaging 11 assists at home. And he's the distributor of that team. So if they're playing well, they're getting the ball off his pick and rolls and transitions and things like that. So I'm taking Jokic's triple-double, and I'm taking his over 9.5 assists. That's my prop for the game. And far as the side, Minnesota, first half, plus the 4.
I like the assist prop. I probably will ride with that one. For everybody that's in the props, like LJ does too many props for me to actually write down and mark. So I always mark our plays. But on the prop side, y'all got to listen and write this shit down. I'll ask him to go over a couple of them at the end of the show. But if you're not catching them as he says them, go back and watch the show. That's the best I can tell you. I do like that assist prop. I think as far as the T-Wolves are concerned, or Rudy Gobert, like you got to pick your poison. You can't let him get 30 and 10 assists. You got to try to limit that to like 22, 25. And he and get his 10. You got to make him a distributor. You can't let him be a scorer and a distributor because for whatever reason, I do think Murray is going to announce himself again in these playoffs. I think the Nuggets ultimately probably will win the series because I think there's so much pressure. I think they gotta win this series. I think they're gonna play like it. But I do think people are underestimating this T-Wolves team, and like they're sneaky good, and they possibly could upset if Karl Anthony Towns keeps playing the way he's been playing. That dude has been balling like the last fucking 2 weeks, week of the season, since he's been back from his injury, really. Honestly, since he's been back from his injury, dude's been balling, and he doesn't have to go inside anymore since they got Rudy Gobert to do the dirty work. So it lets him be what he really wants to be, which is a guard, kind of. That's what he want to do. He just want to shoot the ball. He does it well. I'm not taking nothing away from him. He does it well. He's just so big. It's like, bro, just if you got this little dude on you, just back him down. You can stay outside with the big dudes, but with the little dude on you, just like back his ass down. But I like the Wolves too. I can see the Nuggets early in this game. I like the T-Wolves for a game. Yeah, 7.5's a lot, man. I mean, I think it'll be a tough game, but this Nuggets team got to show me. They're talented, but they got to show me. And like LJ said, they haven't been playing the best basketball late in the season. They didn't end on a good note,
not at
so
all.
to speak. So
they lost to the Rockets, bro. You got to understand. They lost to the Rockets. I was at that game. So you lose to the Rockets, bro. Nah.
And the Rockets aren't trying to necessarily win games.
You got to reevaluate.
Rockets, we were trying to win. So we were tanking for sure. If we weren't taking, we weren't smart. So they didn't even try to win it. I was saying they weren't trying to win the games. All right, man. We got not the last game of the night, but the last game we gonna break down today. One of the two teams that we're both high on. Got the Clippers going into Phoenix, -7.5. 225 is the total in this one. No Paul George. Makes a big difference for that Clipper team because I feel like with Paul George, they're a championship contending team. Without him, remains to be seen. And Suns, pressure, high expectations, but when you got one of the best guys ever to play this basketball game, he's just so smooth on offense and efficient. And he has a point guard to get him the ball in spots that he wants the ball. And he also has another guy that if, things aren't really going well, we can just say, hey, let's give this guy the ball and let him take over for a little while. He has ability to take over a whole game. Oh, by the way, we do have a big man that can get us a double-double as well. So I love everything about this Phoenix team, LJ. I took the first half -4, I believe is what I caught it at. If I'm not mistaken, I can double check that real quick. I think it was either 4 or 4.5, but I think it was a straight 4. It is currently at Clippers 4. It's still at 4. I love it at 4. I actually think they cover the 7.5. I'm always worried about backdoors covers with bigger spread, so to speak. This game is kind of right on the cuff. I think the average NBA game is like 5, if I'm not mistaken. And 7 is, is right within the point. It's right within a basket. So kind of worried about that. But I do like them early. I think the Suns. I think without Paul George and Kawhi not being Kawhi is still one of the best players in the game, but Kawhi is not one of the best two-way players in the game anymore. He can't give you what he used to give you defensively because his knee and he's a bit older. He can still go drop 26, 27, 30 points a game, but he's not the best lockdown defender in the league anymore. Like he can't hold Kevin Durant the whole game. They're gonna have to put him on him in spot plays. And even when they do put him on spot plays, you still got Booker on the other side to deal with. So I think offensively the Suns just got too much of a riddle to solve. And with them, it's only a matter of have we been playing long enough to develop enough chemistry? Do we know where everybody's gonna be? And can we stay healthy? Like that's the Suns' issue. I don't think they're really worried about anybody else. And without Paul George, I don't think Westbrook, as much as I don't like dunking on Westbrook because everybody I felt so bad how they was doing him last year, man. So, he's still a good player. He's just a little erratic, and he's going to turn the ball over. That's just that's just how he plays. So
oh, that's funny. Man. He's gonna turn the ball over.
He's gonna make some terrible point guard decisions. Because that's just the good.
I want to do Ty Lue being in the huddle like, okay, listen, we know that Westbrook is gonna turn the ball over, but we have to overcome those mistakes, guys. We can't
say that.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But that's the good and the bad. Westbrook gonna play hard as fuck. He gonna give you everything he got. You know what I'm saying? That's the good. He could erupt for a triple-double and give you 25, 10, and 10. But, he can give you 10, 10, and 7 with 6 turnovers. So, you just got to take the good and the bad, man. But I'm on this game early. I just like what the Suns have done. I'll let you come with all the actual factors on why we're both right.
Yeah, we're definitely aligned here, buddy. A lot of storylines.
Yeah.
A lot of storylines in this game. You know, you have Westbrook playing Durant again. You know, son Paul used to play with the Clippers, so it's a lot of history, a lot of friendships, a lot of things, storylines going on in this game.
Don't Westbrook and Chris Paul hate each other?
I mean, I don't know if they hate each other, but
I mean,
they've
not
been in
hate
it.
each other, but
They've been in it
haven't
a
they
couple
got
of
into
times.
it a
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
times?
yeah. It's been feisty, between those two. And Chris Paul has been a known kind of questionable, dirty tactics here and there. So, those things that players remember. But far as the game, I capped it, and I have the Suns easily winning the series by plus 8 points, simply because the Clippers are missing 20-something points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists from Paul George. And I think that is going to be determining the factor in them losing to the Suns. Now, as far as my play, the Suns, we are going to trust the Suns early. Like you mentioned, first half minus the 4. I'm not mad at you on that. I'm really not mad at you on that one. But we're going to trust the first quarter minus 2.5 because the Suns are 15-3-2 straight up in their last 20 games in the first quarter. They're 10-4 against the spread in the first quarter in the last 14 games. And they are 8-0 in their last 8 games in the first quarter at home versus the West. So that's where I'm going to pick and choose because I believe the Clippers are going to also have to feel the Suns out first, see how they play them. They're going to have to control the tempo. And then in the second half is where the Clippers are going to have to adjust and try to make it a game. Because I believe Ty Lue is a good adjustment coach. He knows how to figure out things and like that. He's proven that when he had the greatest player of all time on his team. So I believe that he can make it a game, usually, but does he have enough bodies to do it?
All times, man.
When I broke it down, there are weaknesses and advantages for both teams. The disadvantage for the Clippers is that they turned the ball over too much versus the Suns in the 3 matchups. Now, I didn't cap the 4-game matchup because the Suns starters didn't play in that game, the last game of the season. So I didn't cap that one. I'm just saying 3 games that they played this year. The Clippers are averaging 21 points off turnovers. So if the Suns can create turnovers and get easy buckets, they're going to blow the Clippers out because that's and now Westbrook's on the team too. So that coincides with what we just said. If Westbrook cannot take care of this ball, the Clippers are going to have a long series, my friend.
He normally does it.
But on the flip side, the Suns, they are bottom 5 in free throw attempts in the league. They only average 17 free throws made, but they're allowing 20 free throws made.
Yeah,
and
they're jump shooting team.
Yes, and the Clippers average 28 free throw attempts in their last 3 games. They're averaging 19 free throw attempts on the road. So they get to the line and try to get those easy buckets. Now, can the Suns not get easy fouls? You see what I'm saying? Putting the pressure on the refs. You see what I'm saying? A lot of things can factor into who's going to win this game because the Suns, they have to make free throws. They have to get into the lane, put the pressure on the refs to make a foul so they can get easy buckets because you are a jump shooting team.
I think Durant's going to change that. He's going to change their free throw percentage.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you, and that's the reason why
that's going to change.
It's going to catapult them because he's on that team now. Now, speaking of Kevin Durant, Marley, I'm going to take his PRA over 38.5 because he's averaging 33 points in the last 5 games with the Suns. He's averaged 27 in his last 3. He's averaging 7 rebounds and 4 assists versus the Clippers averaging 28 points. So that gives you a 39 PRA. And he's averaging 7 rebounds. He's had 3+ assists, 5 out of his last 7 games while joining the Suns, which puts you at a 43. So 38.5 PRA is what I'm on Kevin Durant today. And not to mention, he's had a block in every game but 1 since he's joined the Suns. So keep that in mind as well. And I'm taking Chris Paul over 9.5 assists plus 100 because he's averaging 9 assists at home. He's averaged 11 assists in the 3 matchups versus the Clippers this year. And he's averaged 15 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds versus the Clippers for his career. And I'm going to also sprinkle the double-double plus 145 because I believe that when you get the defense swarming to Booker, swarming to Durant, trying to fit Aiden in the paint, who's the last man open on the other side? Chris Paul.
CP3.
He's going to get the opportunities to score. He kicked you with 10 points, go through the free throw line, get you 10 assists. That's your double-double right there. So those are my plays, my friend.
I like it. 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 I like that. I like that. I like that. I really love. What would you say CP3's assist prop was?
Over 9.5 plus 100 right now.
That's crazy. I think that's giving away. There's no
Plus
way
money,
he doesn't
baby.
get 10. There's no way he doesn't get 10 assists between Booker, KD, and Aiden.
Yes.
There's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
We're definitely. I
Because
love
all
that
three
man.
of them have to just get a bucket off of 3 of his passes.
Right.
You know what I'm
I know
saying?
Aiden's good for one oop. Maybe one layup. KD's good for about 3 or 4 jumpers. Booker should be good for about 3 or 4 jumpers.
There you go. That's just his right there.
That should be easy money. That's giving away money. I don't see how they got it at 9.5. That's crazy.
I mean, because he's averaging 9, so they figure give you that hook and make you deter from you taking it, But if you do the numbers and know his average, we're not scared to take that. The bookies are trying to see if you're going to be smart enough to take it because you got that hook on there. Because mostly people just take his average and be like, he's only averaging 9. They putting that hook on it and it's plus money. But nah, I'm going to ride it because the addition to Kevin Durant, like you just mentioned, that's extra firepower that he now has because he was averaging 9 without Kevin Durant.
That's what I was saying because without him, he was getting 8, 9 assists anyway. So I understood it being 9, maybe even 9.5, pushing it before they got KD because it's kind of like, all right, maybe. But you get KD, I feel like it just should open everything up. How could it still be it? I think they got the rookies making the bet, making the props, making the lines on the spreads.
Well, believe me, when they see the day, they're gonna push it up. It's just the first game. So let's take the plus money while we can in the first game. Yeah,
definitely. I'm right with that one. All right, man. Quick recap on today's games. Damn, I feel like I got a lot of action. That's because I added some of your plays, though. That's why.
Hey, let's cash.
All right. Man. Yeah, I'm right with it. All right, I got the first half -2 on the Grizzlies hoodoo player today. I also took the first quarter -1. I didn't put it on here, but that's just something I'm personally on as well. I'm on the LJ talking me on the Bucks first quarter -3.5. He got it at 3. I got it at 3.5. He told me it's still good, so I rolled with it. I'm on the T-Wolves and Nuggets over 224.5 for the full game. I know the playoffs, it slows down toward the end of the game if it's late, but neither one of these teams play defense. All 3 out of the 4 games in the regular season went clear over this total. I like what I'm seeing there. LJ talked me on the first half plus the 4. He didn't have to do much because I was already feeling the T-Wolves anyway. And on the Suns -4 first half. Mr. LJ from Houston, let me know if I got anything. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't think so. I got the Grizzlies -2 on the first half. We're also on the Bucks -3 on the first quarter. T-Wolves plus the 4 in the first half. He said he wouldn't be mad at you if you sprinkled a little bit on it.
Wouldn't be mad.
Suns -2.5 in the first quarter. And if you missed all those props, he gave out about 15 props. 2 personally that I know I'm taking is Jokic assist prop and Chris Paul assist prop. LJ, anything you want to throw out there? I know they probably missed some of those props. Anything you really, really, really like? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I could just throw out the ones I'm officially on. I'm over on LeBron over 28.5 points plus 100. I'm on Giannis too. I forgot about Giannis over 29.5 points minus 130.
What is Giannis PP?
His PRA is 47.5. I think it's a little bit too high, to be honest. He is averaging a 47 in the conference, but he's only averaged like around 39 to 40 in his last couple of games. So I have to see him do it before I take the total rebounds and assists. But the points, he's going to score because he gets to the free throw line.
He might get you 30 just off the points.
I mean, I get it. I'd rather just take the points. Let's see if he can get the rebounds and assists. The points at 29.5 minus 130.
So he has to get you 30. He'll get you 30.
Yeah, and I'd rather trust that. So that's my official. I'm on CP3's assists over 9.5 plus 100. I'm on Kevin Durant's PRA over 38.5. And I'm on Chris Paul's double-double plus 145.
I like that one too.
And my last prop is Jokic. I'm on the triple-double plus 116. And I'm on the over 9.5 assists plus 102.
I like the 9.5 assists. I'm scared of the triple double. Love Chris Paul triple double. I'm gonna ride with that one.
Double-double.
Double. Yeah, that's what I meant. Double. Assisted points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that. All right, man. Anybody in the chat got anything? That's all of the NBA. Anybody open mic? Anything you want to talk about NBA related, LJ? Before we jump into this Astros, we're gonna go over these Astros games before we get out of here since we both from Houston. NBA. Anything you want to mention? Anything you saw? Anything you're excited about seeing?
I'm very interested in these playoffs, man, because we got a lot of intriguing matchups. We have a lot of players that were with teams early in the season. Now they're on another team now. So the capping had to be precise to where you have to see them play first. And it played out yesterday, man. Like a lot of what I thought yesterday would happen, I didn't really want to bet yesterday because I really didn't have a lot that I went on, but I was just picking and choosing. But let's just wait and see how these teams play in order for us to really invest in these full game spreads. We have to prove that these teams can cover an 8.5, 9.5 spread. Let's just pick and choose first quarter, first half, get in and get out. That's what they've been consistently doing all year. And I harp on that a lot. If a team is consistently doing something for a long period of time, what makes you think they're going to change it up now? That's who they are. Let's just trust who they are.
It only makes sense.
Today was easy for me to cap. Memphis first half, Wolves first half, Suns first quarter, Bucks first quarter. They've been doing it all year. They're doing it consistently right now. Let's continue to follow it. That's all. Simple.
I agree. Quick question before we get out of here. Are we automatically on Cavs game 2?
Yes.
It has to be a Cavs or nothing play, right?
Yeah, Cavs or nothing. But I don't know how long Donovan Mitchell's going to have to play Superman and score 40 every game. Somebody's going to have to come to the party with him.
So I don't think what's the big man's name? Not Jared Allen, the other one. Mobley shot a terrible percentage. I don't think he shoots the way he shoots in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
But you said about Donovan Mitchell. He can't do that for a 7-game series, but he has to do it for game 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's had 40 the last 4 games, I believe.
He got to go get 50. He started that 40 too late. He ain't started erupting till the 4th. He got to start erupting. He got to come out. So, look, speaking of, since we're talking about it, I just thought about it. So, the Cavs' first half has to be the play then, right? Because they got to come out and set the tone. They can't wait until the 4th quarter to get things going. Like
this is first quarter and first half.
This is technically not a must-win game, but this is a must-win. You can't go back to New York 0-2. Like, you can't do it.
Yeah,
you go back to New York 0-2, and then keep in mind they got absolutely the Knicks. I'm talking about when I say they, nothing from RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
So what if he decides to show up?
Yeah.
So, but I think I'm still on those Cavs. Cavs first half sounds really good right now. Maybe Cavs first quarter. I need to look at the line. I think it has to be a Cavs play or nothing. Get in, get out, maybe. What else we saw yesterday? Kings, Warriors. I think that's still iffy. If I'm the Warriors, I'm still confident I can steal a game. They got it from us. They got away from us a little late. Wiggins will shoot better his first game back. I might go Warriors. I got to see the lines. I don't know.
They could have won last night. They were right there.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not so. I took the Kings first game. That should have been my Hoodie player today. Yesterday we did do a show, but anyway.
Yeah.
What was the other game? What other game? What other game? I'm So
Hawks in Boston.
Oh, Boston first half next week, next game.
Yeah, I don't bet Boston game.
Hawks don't stand a chance. I thought I was going to get backdoor cover, but no. I'm taking Boston first half. Knicks 4-1 bad matchup in my opinion. It might be. I mean, I can't disagree with you. I took the Knicks plus the 5 and then jumped on the money line first quarter. It could be. It could be. I think the Knicks are the better team.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the bench, because they get more production off their bench than the Cavs do. The Cavs are thin. That's why I say Donovan Mitchell has to be Superman every night, bro.
Yeah, he does.
That's
what happened with Garland? Where's Garland?
I mean, he doesn't have any playoff experience. So if you key in on him and limit him assists and his production, you're putting all the weight on Donovan Mitchell, like he had to do in Utah.
Yes, D Mills, I already took that. I mean, that's one of my plays. I actually love that play because I don't think either one of the teams want to play defense. Rudy Gobert plays defense, but he's not going to stop Jokic from getting 25. He might get stop him from getting 35, but I don't think he'll stop him from getting 25. But I think if the T-Wolves score, I think the Nuggets will score. So if the T-Wolves can score, then I think we're good. All right, man. I didn't do a banner for it because it kind of slipped my mind when I was doing banners, even though I knew we were going to talk about this game, LJ. But let's talk about these Astros against these Rangers tonight. We are both from Houston. We are both, or at least I will admit my bias. I am biased against the Astros. But I will be honest. I don't think we're the same team we were last year. I don't think, obviously, Altuve's.
Yeah, we're missing pieces.
Not out there. We're missing a couple pieces. It's still super fucking early in the baseball season. So let's keep in mind we're only talking 15 games in, maybe something like that. So, but I think our pitching is not as strong. Obviously, we don't have Verlander. That makes it clearly you're not going to be the same, right? I do think our bats are kind of a little bit better, in my opinion, overall. So I think we'll be in more. We're not going to shut as many teams down off defensively as we did with our pitching, but I think once our slugging and our batting gets going, I think we'll be able to beat a lot of more teams offensively. We'll win a different way than what we did last year. I don't think probably won't be as dominant. Like I'm not going to keep consistently call us the best team in baseball like I did last year. Again, super fucking early, and we are missing one of our best players along with a couple other pieces. So I do like us tonight, though, and I'm not going to steal the stats you told me earlier. I'll let you say that. Why I like us, but I will be on the. I'm going to be on the money line. Probably going to parlay it. I'm going to look for something I like a little bit later and parlay it with something. I might parlay it with that Suns -4. I'm also, we talked about this. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the fucking money on the run line -1.5 for the reasons that you are about to give out. Everybody that's listening, a little bit later. And I think I'm gonna also, based off another stat that you gonna get out a little bit later, then I'm gonna ride with you on that team total.
What is it? What is it right now?
Let me pull up. I got the stat. Let me pull it up.
Tell me
go ahead and reel off.
Well, today's gonna be a lovely day, down here in H-Town. You see where I'm at. I'm already at Minute Maid Park. I'm already ready to go because we got our best pitcher on the mound tonight at Farmer Valdez.
Yes, sir.
Team
total is at 4.5, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. We'll get 5 runs. Yeah, we'll get 5 runs because the Astros averaging 5 runs at home on the season so far. They also average over 5.5 runs in their last 10 games versus a left-hand pitcher. So that's the team total right there. Now, for us the side, Astros are 12-2 in the 3rd game of a home series dating back to All-Star after last year, my friend. Not to mention, Valdez on the mound is averaging 8.5 strikeouts his last 5 starts versus the Rangers. Not to mention, Jordan Alvarez, 2+ bases in his last 5 games versus the Rangers. He's already cashed it to 2 games so far this year. So, hey, who's to say he's not going to cash it again today? And guess what, Marley? It's versus a left-hand pitcher. Not to mention, Valdez leads the major leagues with 20 RBIs with 4 home runs. Not to mention, Marley, the Astros are 7-2 to the over as a home favorite, and they are 10-2 to the over with no rest. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking the Astros team total over, we're taking the money line, and we're taking the run line. And I'm taking Valdez over his strikeouts. I don't know where it's at. Let me look it up right now. So
that money line went up already.
It should. That's what I'm saying. You jump on this stuff early because when people start hearing stats and hearing me speak, they start putting money on it, dog. Make the number go up.
Minus 188. Last I looked at it earlier, it was minus 160.
All right, Valdez is at 7. We're taking his over 7 strikeouts. I mean, he has to get 8. It's a push, but I'm going to take it. Just because of the history that he's had with this team, he's averaging 8 in his last 5 starts. So I'm going to trust that he hits his average today and get his 8. So those are my plays for tonight. I will be on live with Jimmy the Bag. We will be live streaming this game along with the Clippers and the Suns. And you talk about a parlay piece. Why not just parlay the Astros with the Suns?
Who are going to be on that stream?
I don't know officially, but I know probably Billy will be on there.
Shout out Billy Breeze.
What's his name? What's the guy that be putting the trends out? Pimp Slap Player today. Dave. Oh, Dave? No, it's not Dave.
No, that's not Dave.
What's
Slap Player today?
Oh, he go Mike. His name's Mike. I believe. I think Mike's gonna be on there. That's what I'm saying. And Dave.
Okay. Shout out Jimmy. Dave will be on there. Shout out Dave. Picks from Dave.
Astros big. And not to mention, that's a trend that I want people to pay attention to. Astros, 3rd game of a home series. Just pay attention to it. Astros, it's 13. What did I say the stat was? It's 13-2 so far going back to last year. 12-2. It's 12-2 going back to last year. So
and Astros against left-handed pitchers.
Astros against left-handed pitcher. They're averaging 5.5 runs in the last 10 games. So
banging them up.
There you go. Now, if you want to hear a couple of more trends as far as the major leagues overall that I got written down so far, I could go through them real quick. I'm taking the Diamondbacks today on the money line. We got Zach Gallen on the mound, and the Diamondbacks are 6-0 to the run line after a loss, 12-2 to the run line with no rest. And they're the underdog today. And they've already lost 2 games in this series. So we already know what we do. We fade
the sweep.
We fade the sweep. And they got their best pitcher on the mound tonight. So we're on Gallen tonight plus money. And this is an interesting trend that you got to pay attention to as well. The Colorado Rockies are 0-9 on the run line after a loss, 2-7 straight up after a loss, 2-6 on the run line as a road dog. And they're playing Seattle tonight. And they've already won 2 games in the series as well. So we're going to get the sweep on this one, I believe. Because
who playing Seattle? Who is it?
The Rockies. The Rockies are on the road in Seattle tonight.
Oh, but they're a West Coast team. We always keep an eye on Seattle, late night.
Yeah, versus East Coast teams.
Versus East Coast teams. But they're a West Coast team, so the time is not as much of a factor.
Yeah.
I always keep an eye on that, though. Me and LJ be watching that for about the last 2 years. Seattle at home, late West Coast game versus an East Coast team. It's like a fucking 3-4 hour. That's like them playing at like 2:00.
And pay attention to Julio Rodriguez. That superstar is a stud, man. He hit his 2+ bases at least 2 out of 3 games. So if you just want to find a player that you just want to invest in, for a certain amount just to see how they do, Julio Rodriguez of Seattle Mariners. Take his 2+ bases. Yes.
All right. We are over our hour mark. Love the Sunday show. A lot of information. Catch us on Monday. Me and the coach, we're going to break down some more NBA playoff action. LJ, Tell the people where they can find you at.
Man, they can find me at Twitter at LJ Sports Media. And like I said, on YouTube, find me at Pub Sports. I'm on Jimmy tonight. I'm also will be on Jimmy Wednesday, breaking down the NBA playoff games for the Wednesday show. And find me on Facebook, LJ from Houston. And like I said, just keep supporting, man. I got Raw Words podcast on YouTube as well. I'm really considering doing a show tonight after I do Jimmy's show because I want to get this information out for the people so they can look towards this week, so they can just find little spots that they can pick. So after tonight's games, we're going to see how our plays play out. And if we hit, we're going to continue to keep riding. Yeah,
man, you want to keep making money, man. Keep riding with LJ.
Keep riding. So I'm going to put out some stuff, in a couple of days or so to let y'all know how we can invest in these playoffs, man, because these superstars are about to show why they're superstars, and it's time to get the money because these bookies, they don't know where to set this line yet because they don't know how they're going to perform. But once they start seeing it, they're going to start pushing the line up. So let's get the money while we can.
Good thing about the playoffs is the bookies got to start over every round.
Exactly.
They don't know.
Exactly. So, yeah.
That's the good thing about the playoffs. They got to try to figure this shit out just like we do. All right, man. Y'all already know what it is. I am Marley Bets, and this is Brothas N Bets. And let me see. Wrong way. That right there. That's the homie LJ from Houston. Y'all already know what it is, man. May the odds ever be in your favor. And like yesterday, like today, for sure, like tomorrow. Y'all already know what it is, man. Let's beat Vegas. And we out this motherfucker.
Let's go, Stroh.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay.